Greetings, gentle viewers! Apaches. Apaches was released in 1977, only a western in the loosest possible sense, because it might be set in the West Country, I suppose. Anyway, Apaches is the tale of some kids playing on a farm with very little instincts for self-preservation. It's generally considered to be the jewel in the crown of the UK's terrifying safety films. It wasn't as weird as Building Sites Bite and had a smaller death told in the finishing line, but it's really stuck in the public's imagination more than the others. Don't know what this says about the UK, apart from, oh god, keep it away from me! I think it might be because it avoided being banned, unlike the finishing line, and because Building Sites Bite was ridiculously silly, which somehow kinda undermined its memorability, because very few people remember it. Anyway, Apaches is essentially just a short slasher film with a cast of kids, and the slasher is the farm they're obsessively playing on. It was directed by John Mackenzie, who started out as a protege of Ken Loach, the legendary social realist director. Mackenzie's biggest success came only a few years after he made Apaches, when he directed The Long Good Night, one of the best gangster films of the 80s. Now this is probably going to be the last of my old school British horror safety film reviews. The only other film that I'd probably want to take a look at is Lonely Water, and it's only a 90-second long ode to Donald Pleasance's need to drown dumbass kids.
It's the perfect place for an accident.
Oh, look, there's someone in the water. Quick, use that big stick to get him out.
Sensible children. I have no power over them.
Laudable, but hardly enough to hang an entire review on. Anyway, Apaches.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
I love it when the film comes with a moment's silence pre-installed. You know, it occurs to me that all today's victims are silhouetted. That must be the brightest sky in English history. Anyway, after all the vaguely threatening credits, the visual quality of the film instantly drops. The film's called Apaches because the kids play a lot of cowboys and Indians. Mostly as the Indians because, like most kids, they won't want to give up the chance to kill Americans. And I have to say, this is a very realistic level of whitewashing for a western made in the mid-70s.
The entire Apache nation gather in the hills above the headquarters of the U.S. Army in New Mexico.
Observe! The verdant hills of New Mexico! Behold, the foggy skies of Santa Fe! Gaze upon the scraggly trees of Roswell! Check out the small English village of Albuquerque!
Kim, 8. Sharon, 9. Michael,
12 out of 10 for wearing a Afghanistan flag on his head.
me, Geronimo, Chief of the Apaches,
148 years old.
Great Warrior of the Plains.
He actually gives a little biography for all the kids.
8 years and 3/4, she says. That means she's 8. Apache women weren't just squaws, they often fought too. He's daft. The Apaches never wore red.
Except for these two, he's only human. He ran out of fuck's mid-ADR session.
Tom, Robert. Ready. Ready, Chief. Ready, Danny. Geronimo! I'm Geronimo! I'm cold.
Give it a few minutes, you won't mind. Or if it's that important, just take the excess material from your bell bottoms and turn them into a coat. No wonder Geronimo lost. He attacked the wrong continent. Anyway, after the cameo by even bigger asses than me, we're quickly on to the first game. That tractor is the wagon train, and they're going to take it by force or bar the way with their dead. What? Oh yeah. And bar the way with their dead. Okay, so someone badly misunderstood the point of a squib. Run away! Time is kind of weird in this. We follow the kids as they play, die, and then play some more, but after each death, they cut to a reaction to the death. Their name getting taken down from the school coat rack, that kind of thing. Which means this isn't a long murderous play session, and the kids are obsessively returning to the same place that killed their friends after a short mourning period. But at the same time, they keep cutting to a formal party getting set up, getting a little further along each time as though they're just leaving their friends' corpses in the mud. It's like they realize that no matter how they edited this, the kids will look like a gang of sociopaths, so they decided to make it look as bad as possible. Or it's just the 70s. It's probably just the 70s. And on the subject of making them look as bad as possible, someone let the kids ad-lib.
Some girl was swapping elephants. She brought them along. Elephants? Real elephants? No, I saw that. They were rubber elephants. She was swapping them. What for?
For animals.
Elephants are animals. Yeah, but she wanted to swap for glass animals.
They're discussing Swap Shop, a TV show that was running at the time. People would bring something and swap it for something else. You know, books, toys, car keys, wives. Oh, wait, no, sorry, the last two were usually swapped at the same time.
If I was her, I'd swap something totally different.
Nicolas Cage's face?
Nah.
John Travolta's face?
Nah.
Oh, I've got it. You'd swap your self-confident dipshittery about a barter-based TV show designed to explain the basics of economics to kids for quietly and quickly shutting up when someone asks an obvious fucking question.
If I was her, I'd swap something totally different. What? I don't know.
Knew it. I love the kid gawping at the others like he was acting so hard he's dissociating.
Action men. Yeah, I got loads of them.
They're sissies things.
They're not.
Yes,
They're
they
not.
I kinda love this weird little exchange. She's being the sexist dick and he's squaring up like he's in a pub. Listen, you misogynistic cunt. If you call Action Man a sissy one more fucking time, you'll be the next one under a fucking tractor. Sorry, I can't hear you over Action Man being a sissy. Hold me back, hold me back, hold me back! I can't hold on to you, man, it's a still image. Hold me back! Action Man sounds like a first draft of a Chuck Tingle character, but he's the UK's homegrown answer to G.I. Joe. Making him both less likely to get shot and more likely to despise everyone for it.
Oh, come on, I'm not lying around here all day. Let's go outside.
Day? How can you tell? Anyway, we're soon on to the next game, Kick the Can. It's like Kick the Bucket but smaller. Like them.
I'll decide what we're going to do, and we're definitely not going to play football.
How about Twisting the Cow? Twisting the Cow is a possibly apocryphal Scottish Highland game where the competitors had to twist the four legs of a dead cow with their bare hands, and the winner did it fast-assed.
I imagine twisting the leg of a cow is pretty difficult. Do you get many injuries?
Aye, well, I did tear a calf muscle during my warm-up, but I've never been injured myself.
Coming ready or not?
In the end, they settle in hide and seek, but with all these weird extra rules that aren't explained, don't make sense, and only exist to fuck over the woman.
Come on, you gotta come stand in the den. Why? Because that's the rules of the game.
It's like they're all training for fundamentals to religion.
This is near enough. If you get relieved, it won't count. Come on. Right then.
Still, I do like the lead kid's Harry DM fucked off with his party energy.
Robert, Michael, I'm a prisoner. No shouting, I said. I'm not shouting for help. No shouting at all.
Anyway, they're a very competitive group. Let's hope no one takes it too far and decides to hide in pig shit.
Ah!
Good thing that was cow shit. Anyway, that is just dedication. Spelt with an extra A.
Dedication.
No, it's because he's dead.
Mamma mia.
What a way for number 2 to be dung in. What a shit way to die. How crap for him. Services discharged via defecate-stration. Excrement!
Daddy! Daddy! Daddy!
Smell bad.
Maybe you should have swapped your hat for some scuba gear. You gotta save and beyond on my puns, that is easily the nastiest death in the film. Hell, this death in an actual slasher film would easily be the nastiest in the film. You know, comparing this to a slasher film in general, it is far grimmer. It is a death toll of 5 in less than 30 minutes. All kids, and one of them drowns in literal shit. And there's no release valve on knowing that the killer is some psycho can be blamed. It's all just fate in the farm, and they fucking hate those kids. They can't even be saved by tropes because all the kids are virgins. I mean, I hope. Jimmy Savile was around back then. Hide your kids, hide your farmhands, cause this joke is already dark enough. I love the dead-eyed professionalism from the teacher. She's done this kind of thing before. Clearly all the kids from these PSAs went to this school. Anyway, that party is beginning to shape up.
The trouble with grown-up parties, adults' parties, No one plays games.
I don't think Jackbox games not being invented yet was a reason to kill yourself, but I'll take you and your friend's word for it. I like to imagine that this train was meant to establish the horrifying British child murder education film cinematic universe, but it was a little too ahead of its time.
I sure hope those railroad men get through the pass, Sergeant.
Especially seeing as I think the finishing line was made after this.
Open the gates, we're coming in. I'm General Cook, 9th Cavalry. But I thought we were playing Indians.
You were, but then the Trail of Tears happened, presumably just off screen. There's such a thing as too much death even for this film.
You're bonkers.
Like a D&D game in a hospice, this gang has discovered that an ever-dwindling party means the rules for combat have to constantly evolve to maintain a fair game.
I want to know when we change from being Apaches. Look, if there are 10 of us, we could be the Apaches all the time. But there's only 5 of us, so we have to be both. But there's only 4 of us.
Oh yeah. I forgot about the stool pigeon, so-called because he flew into shit.
Yeah, 4.
Anyway, you can get into a groove with this film. The kids hang out, they play a game, in this case some time-travelling US cavalry attacking a modern English farm. And losing because the farm is far more deadly. And then they get killed by some random shit.
That's Coyote! Ah, they got me! Ah! 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 I mean to... Ah!
Sometimes so randomly that it's basically impossible to tell what's going to kill them until it happens. My guess is she suddenly realised she looked like Will Poulter and her eyebrow strangled her brain. But then out of nowhere, sometimes it doesn't. This film really keeps you on your toes. Anyway, they figured out that playing as the US military is shit, because they lost to a farm, so they got back to the Apaches again. This is an important scene with a few fell stabs the leader works out what a crush is.
Ah! Hey, Sharon, that was great!
And this kid works out he'd like to kill people for a hobby.
Apaches have taken Fort Sumner! Palefaces are massacred!
I'm not sure if that counts as a spoiler or method acting. I got the feeling this farm was somehow built on a Native American burial ground, and every time the racist and angry ghost sheds a single tear and adds their name to the fucking list. Anyway, how better to celebrate their latest victory than by getting drunk?
In celebration of our victories, we will drink the white man's fire water.
What's so wrong about being drunk?
Ask a glass of water.
It might be poison.
Yeah, to kill the rat.
No, it isn't poison, it would look like it.
Oh yeah, like a liquid skull freshly stirred with crossbones. This bit takes the earlier random deaths and fake-outs to a whole new level, by doing the dangerous thing, pouring mystery liquid into a cup, then cancelling it out with a warning,
It might be poison.
then having him ignore the danger,
No, it isn't poison, it would look like it.
then they take it seriously by having her tell her friends till they pretend to drink it,
Well, just mime it, like we did in the school play.
and then have her instantly forget and drink it anyway.
Me kill many warriors.
I counted them. That's 5 reversals. It's like a Ryan Johnson speed run.
Me kill many warriors.
Including meself. Still, a white person pretends to be a Native American stereotype and then drinks herself to death. That's like discovering that finding out isn't just an inevitability after fucking around, but it's conjoined twin.
Help! Mommy! Ah! Mommy!
I'll have what she's having.
They all had their own little sayings before they pretended to drink, though. She wasn't being unusually racist for this lot. My favourite is this one.
Me have many scalps.
Which me wear on me head at all times. What's really weird is that she apparently lived at the farm. The shed where they found the poison was her granddad's.
Hey, this would make a great gang art. Don't think my granddad would let us, but you could use my Wendy house.
So the rest of the film has the other kids nearly literally playing on her grave. Anyway, after her mum cleans away her room, we get a random close-up. I'm sure Ghost is delighted they're already working on a replacement. And as per usual, the preparations for the party are continuing.
I don't see what grown-ups get out of it, except a lot of drink. And they can get that in the pub.
Surprisingly honest whiskey advert there.
Mind you, sometimes I like it, when they all get drunk and dance around with you, and give you money.
They all get dressed up, dance, and give you money? That kid's a genius. He accidentally invented the reverse strip club.
I like that, that's fun.
The last 4 kids are all playing cops and robbers. Kind of apt, seeing as they're now probably trespassing. Not much else to say, really, except the cows sound a bit excited about the movie. In this sequence, they turn the whole death fake-outs into an obstacle course, ducking and dodging most things that'd kill them, while they fire their cap guns at each other. It was before school shootings were invented, so ironically the guns are probably the safest thing in the film.
You know, Psychotic? What's that? I'm getting too old for these capers.
Oh shit, now he's doomed. Anyway, this kid gets a great death.
Freeze! On the lookout! Ah!
Death behind bars. At least he didn't get life. You know, that's better dead acting than in the finishing line. These guys are real pros. I wouldn't be surprised if they killed some actual kids. What's hilarious about this kid's death is that they don't even show a reaction to it. No parents cleaning up, no school removing his name. Nothing. It just goes straight to the party. He was smacked in the head so hard he gave himself a memory hole. Anyway, the last two kids get bored playing with their friends, and it's too long to wait for the Atari to be invented. So the leader goes off searching for entertainment.
I'll be gone many moons.
Yeah, I've been in small English towns, and the most exciting thing is the signs that you're leaving. I just realised the graveyard is literal foreground shadowing, and the complete reversal because most of the kids have died already.
We have no food. Winter is coming.
Want to just kill yourself some more? That'll sort it out. And I won't have an obvious Game of Thrones joke dangled in front of my face like bait.
We have been robbed of our homeland, but we shall return.
We will regroup in Swindon if we can master the magic of the roundabout.
I, Geronimo, must gather together our scattered people, and we shall survive.
The entire rest of the script takes exception to that line.
We must have food.
To that end, I will hunt this tractor. No, it's much more prosaic than that. He just plays on it, smacks the parking brake, and very slowly drives to his death.
Help! Help! I'm moving!
If only there were multiple things I could be doing to escape this fate. Help! Help! Could be worse. Could have damaged the tractor. No wonder the poor bastard couldn't escape. Someone tied his lower half to the fucking seat. I'm surprised he wasn't torn in half. Anyway, in a twist ending, the little vignettes and the party merge together because it's his funeral. Dun dun dun!
Oh, everyone, the pizza's here.
What the fucking pizza's me being dramatic?
Oh.
All the family are there for the party. I wish I was.
I suggest that the last remaining kid, clearly protected by the magic of the Afghanistan flag scarf, celebrates beating the odds by opening a casino, assuming he doesn't die of exposure off screen.
What time do you think you'll get home tonight?
It's not looking good, is it? Hilariously, though, the kid kinda gave the twist away that it's a funeral partway through.
I think they've nearly all arrived now. Mind you, there's always someone late though, isn't there?
This film is quite infamous, but there's one element that I don't think I've ever seen discussed. The story of the kids is somewhat mirroring the plight of Native Americans after the arrival of white people. To begin with, in the game of Cowboys and Indians, the two sides are on equal terms. Then there's recurring conflict, and a kid dies every time they play as the Native Americans. And when the conflict finally ends, there's only a fraction of the original people left. This all sounds like ridiculous theorizing, and to be fair, it may well be, but it's also all there in the text. Add to that, Sharon's death via drinking being the turning point where the Native Americans lose all hope of victory, and the fact that the ratio of kids who die to survive is almost identical to the massacre of Wounded Knee, and you've got yourself a very real and very weird through line. It's like they really wanted to justify calling it Apaches. I realised the Apaches weren't actually at Wounded Knee, but I kind of doubt the makers would give a fuck. Do I think there's a deeper meaning here? Like, did the makers think that the fate of the Native Americans was somehow self-inflicted like the kids? Oh fuck no! I think they had an assignment to do a farm safety film, came up with a Cowboys and Indians gimmick, and decided to give it some extra weight by taking some real-life inspiration for the narrative. Either that or it's all just a very weird coincidence. But still, the whole thing is legitimately weird when you realise that it does go a little beyond the kids' game. And if anything, the bad taste in your mouth that it leaves just adds to the film's murderous mystique. It's an educational exploitation film for kids, and it exploits while it educates.
That's the point!
Anyway, I still prefer the finishing line, but Apaches does deserve its place at the top of this pile of films. It was short, to the point, shot like a kitchen sink drama, memorable, weirdly realistic. The performances were far better than you'd expect, and it fucking terrified the kids who watched it. And that last one was the best review it could possibly have got. I'm the Amanda Hagan, and I have to live on a farm every day. Oh shit, I died somehow.
Get your toast out with a fork. Do your own electrical work. Teach yourself how to fly. Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Fight a psycho killer inside. Scratch a drug dealer's brand.
If that's the case, explain why she's a walking alligator right now.
I blame you for that.
Me?
Yeah, when you programmed her with rampant nymphomania, you created a sex-charged object of desire. She experienced a prehistoric orgasm which stretched her genetic code, creating the creature we now have to deal with. Gator Babe.
Gator Babe.
It could happen.